I've been working on this Space Marine Primaris Aggressor. I wanted to add a small squad of these to my Deathwatch Army, and I've been working on the magnetization. I'm almost all done, but I did some priming, and so my intent was to keep working on this project until I got it painted, and then do some video editing and post it on the web. But a funny thing happened on the way to the circus. And what happened was that I got a package. The package contained this bad boy. I don't know if you can hear that, but that's my neighbor having some fun upstairs. All right. So yes, I got this package. I had recently bought this from eBay. I couldn't find this anywhere else but eBay. It looks like it's one of those kind of one-offs, limited time deals that Game Workshop is so fond of. So as a result, I couldn't buy this from my local Games Workshop store. Someone who bought apparently a bunch of these. I think they had sold something like 40, maybe 50. So they bought a bunch of these, and now they're up on eBay. I don't know how many they have left, but bottom line is I can only get it on eBay, so I had to go outside of my preferred method of buying Games Workshop models. So Games Workshop made some money off of this, off of the initial sale, but our local Games Workshop store didn't, because I imagine they don't get a decent supply of these. Anyway, I was kind of on the fence about buying this because of, all that stuff about the limited supply and not being able to cut in my local Games Workshop store. But, I don't know that I need a chaplain in Terminator armor, and certainly I don't need the named character, but I have no other way of creating or building a chaplain in Terminator armor, unless I get another Terminator and then I just do a lot of modding. That's way beyond my level of skill and absolutely beyond my level of patience. So, if I wanted a chaplain in Terminator armor, this was my only option. But he's such a pretty model. Look at this guy. He is just... He's gorgeous. So, I hadn't been hot about it for a while, but I finally gave in and I bought it. So he's here, and I can continue working on these guys. Or... So you know what the answer is going to be, right? Sorry, bro. It's Terminator Chaplain time. So I'm going to approach this the way I usually do. I'll do a brief unboxing, show you the contents, and then I will do the building, and then I'll do the painting. So all these will be separate videos. Since it's a small kit, I'll probably do the unboxing and the building in the same video release. So what do you say? Let's check out what's on the inside, shall we? Now here's the back of the box, kind of showing us where the cape is. All that cool stuff. All right. That's done. All right, box is empty. Such a nice box too. Oh, I'll put that here. And we have a loose shoulder pad. No, I think it fell off the sprue right here. So that's this fancy shoulder pad. So let's take a look at the contents, right? Here's a shoulder pad. It's got a nice amount of detail on it. There's yeah, there's a lot of stuff happening there. That's going to be fun to dry brush, because I am not painting those details manually. So we'll take a look at the sprue. Got the base. I'm not quite sure what's happening here with this texture. Kind of looks like a wicker basket. Are we fighting in wicker baskets in the 41st millennium? Some holes here for the model to sit in. It actually reminds me quite a bit of the Space Marines Heroes. But there seems to be like a hole and maybe, I don't know, some plumbing in there. There's a skull. I don't know what that is, but it looks like a mechanical piece. So, all right. That's it's interesting stuff happening here. Cool, 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 cool. Here's the back of our Terminator Chaplain. There's a Terminator armor. There's a cape, which should be fun. I'll probably end up having to do some blending. Here's a chain with some skulls. There's his arm and the Crosium Arcanum? I think that's what it's called. Let's take a look at the front. So there's going to be some cape here, some arm, and some more of that Crosium. That's cool. Here we see the bolter. The bolter with some fancy armor. Oh, there's a fleur-de-lis here. My understanding was the fleur-de-lis was a symbol of a house of ill repute in France, but maybe that's just my misunderstanding. And it looks like this is not a bolter so much as it is a combi-flamer, which is interesting. I don't know if that's what I want, a combi-flamer. I'll have to check to see if he can take a combi-plasma or a combi-melta or something like that. I think that's what I'd rather give him. But I'll see what his warrior options are. Here are his legs. The entire front is missing. So it's in two halves. It's got a bit of a step happening. It's designed to integrate well with his cape. Neat. Here is the front part of his legs. Quite a bit of detail here. Very, very long and unnecessary. What I imagine is like the mother of all purity seals. Got some jewelry. There's another fleur-de-lis there. Purity seal there. Not sure what that is about. There's this loop here on the sprue. Here's his headgear. So it's like the his chest armor with the dome that goes around his head, and two like ribbon deals. I don't know if I like both ribbon deals. Maybe I'll take a little a liberty here. Maybe snap one of these off. So he's just got this one asymmetric it's not a liberty seal. It's some kind of ribbon, some kind of award or whatever. But yeah, that's probably what I'll do. Well, I don't know. Maybe. So I want to make it clear that this isn't the same dude as everyone else's. So that might be a thing I do. I'm not entirely sure. But let's get that idea brewing. And here, the thing we all came for, really, is the helmet. Just look at that scary looking helmet, man. If that was charging at me in the battlefield, I would certainly run away. Although, quite frankly, if a Gretchen ran at me, charging me in a battlefield, I'd be wondering what am I doing in a battlefield and run away anyway. I do most of my fighting in my imagination and on FPS games. So there's the content of the sprue. Let's take a quick look at the documentation here, or the manual. Okay, so that explains the loop, the front armor. So that explains the loop. The front armor seems to be, kind of lock into the legs. That's interesting. That's a new technique I hadn't seen before out of Games Workshop or anywhere. It seems like a pretty straightforward build. I'm not quite sure what the deal is with the paint. Like, I'm not... So, The Deathwatch Army is black and red. And apparently the Chaplain is also always going to be black. So I'm not quite sure. I'll have to do something interesting with this guy's paint scheme. As for changing the pauldrons on this guy, it's certainly possible, but I don't know if I want to do that. Do Chaplains in Deathwatch change their pauldrons? I'm not sure. Anyway, I don't think they do. So I'm going to keep the pauldron that's, it's associated with it. I want to say that Chaplains are above concerns of the chapter that he came from. So, all right. Let's say we do a little dry fit build. This is a snap fit model after all, so we don't need to do a ton of stuff to it to get it built, and I'll avoid glue where possible. Let's give it a shot. This model will be like the Space Marine Heroes in that we won't need a ton of, removing the plastic, the seams and the connection points. The Space Marine Heroes model is really good about that. There's almost very little flashing to get rid of. I don't know how this will fare, but I imagine, given the fact that he's a commemorative edition model, similar care will be taken in his manufacture. So I'm recording on my cell phone all of my videos are on my cell phone, and I'm seldom called. But when I'm recording, you can bet your bottom dollar someone's going to urgently need to talk to me. I don't know if that showed up on the video. I'm using a new camera app and monitoring system, so who knows. But if all those alerts jumped up, I'll have to edit around them. My apologies. Everything's off the sprue. I am not anticipating any major trouble. So remember, this goes in here, in this little loop. All this goes in there. Oh, you know what? I should probably get the legs on here. Although, wouldn't that be kind of cool? Freaky. No! Let's try that again. So the legs go here first. Kind of like that. Then this goes in the loop, like so. This goes there. His head goes there. Okay. Left arm. Kind of like so. That other pauldron goes right in there. I'll attach the flamer portion of this weapon. Right there. So, and then I'll just add him to the base. This is roughly what he'll look like when he's all painted. I mean, you guys have all seen him before. There's no surprises here. So there is a bit of, let's say you wanted to have his combi-flamer pointing up. You're going to have to do a little bit of work here to get the arm in position. He's kind of made to just have it pointing right in that orientation. With a little bit of work though, like you could remove the peg and then kind of smooth this down. You could attach the arm. There's a little bit of range of motion here, not a ton, but you could make it so he's, you know, calling the charge. Unfortunately, you can't do that to this arm. This arm is static. It's part of the body. I don't know why that is. I guess maybe because it's supported by the cape. It's a weird call. I don't know that it was necessary for the arm to be in that pose, but it's a beautiful model, man. Look at that thing. She's gorgeous. My complaints are very limited. All right. So I've already made the call that I am displacing my aggressors as my next project. So this guy is going to be my next project for painting. I don't know if I'll be able to mess with this guy yet. Let me check. Before I end the video, I'll check and see so I can get a good sense for what am I going to do with, excuse me, that weapon system. Yeah, let me figure that out. So I went to go check. So I was talking about potentially replacing this weapon here. So this weapon here looks like a combi-flamer, but it's like a stormbolter or a combi-flamer. I'm not. You know what? Let me check. No, it doesn't really say, does it? So it looks like a combi-flamer, but that's not what I want for this guy. Since he's going to be joining a unit of Terminators, I want him to have something with more punch. So I'm thinking he gets a combi-melta. The problem, of course, is I have to find a combi-melta, and I do have one right here. But he's on my kill team sergeant. Now, he's not finished yet. But I had made it so that, you know, I've magnetized his arms. I could remove the combi-melta from this model and add it there. But I'm not sure that's the best approach. The good news is that I have an extra one of these. I have an extra Deathwatch kill team. I actually have two extra. Don't ask me why. I just have two more. And the thought was I was going to eventually use these. I mean, I haven't even finished my... I have three in the 10-man kill team that I bought. The one that had the dreadnought. So I have three left to finish. The other ones are done, but I've been dragging my feet on them. So what do? Wait a minute. Looks like for at least now, I won't have to open this guy. I just realized that in the pile of parts that are associated with the kill team, the 10-man kill team, I had this guy. It is a combi-melta. Right there. So I have a combi-melta. All I have to do is figure out how to get it off of there. See, there's a Space Marine hand on there. And put it on here. Now, part of the problem is going to be is that it's a kind of a left. So this is a right-handed weapon. He's holding this on his left hand. So, do I really want to cut into this guy to give him a melta weapon? You know what I could do? Oh, I like this idea a lot, actually. What if What if I just took the flamer part and attached a melta part? That could work. I don't know what I would do about this tank, though. I think... You know what? Okay, that's the way to go. I'm not going to replace the whole weapon, because this isn't a stormbolter configuration. If I do it this way, I think that might just work. So it'll be like a... It'll be a combi-melta, but it'll look like a stormbolter, and that's fine. I mean, I'm going to pay the points cost for the combi-melta, and go with that. Let me make sure that that's what the rules say I can do. Okay, so I've got my Space Marines Codex. Make sure the focus is right. And this modern stormbolter can be replaced with one weapon from the combi weapons list. So the Crozius Arcanum, I gotta keep it. Okay, that's cool. But the stormbolter, which is what it comes with, I can change that with one weapon from the combi weapons team. Combi weapons list. So the combi weapons are here. Got a choice of combi-flamer, grav, melta, plasma, or stormbolter. So, yeah, combi-melta it is. I'm gonna check one more detail. I'm gonna see if the melta has like an ammo container. So the flamer has this tank. Does the melta have something similar? Or maybe I can add that to this. Do I have to destroy this to get that? Maybe I have just a plain old melta thing hanging around in my bits box. Let me check that out. BRB. All right, I'm gonna check this real quick. It's my Kill Team Arms. I don't think it's gonna be on here, but let me just double check. Okay. Now, so these go back. I think if I'm going to find it, it's going to be in here. This is my Kill Team weapons, ranged. Okay, those are bolters. Here's a plasma part of a combi. I've got two of those plasma. And I could theoretically make this into a combi plasma, but I really want the punch of a melta in case we, get stuck in with a big baddie. Oh, forgot. You know what? Wouldn't that be cool? Little shotgun action for my chaplain. Alas, it is not to be. But it is a nice thought. I'm going to check one more thing. Just did a quick search on the Eradicators to see what their melta weapon looked like. And it did have like an ammo canister. So if I was going to replace the flamer canister, I would have to do it with something else. And it looks a lot like one of these. Oh, so these are the weapon the weapon bits for the Space Marine Hellblasters that I've already done, but I haven't had a video on because I'm not happy with the results. But the canister looks a lot like this. Technically not both of those, just one of them, but I could replace that guy with one of these, or hell, could I do both? Oh, I might be able to do both just for S's and G's, right? Well, it's okay. I'm going to do something along that line. So I'm going to customize his combi-flamer and make it a combi-melta. I know how I'm going to do it. It's just going to cost me this guy. And that's okay. I can, this Marine can use a different weapon combination. It's fine. I just have to cut that. I have a plan. I have a little bit of a plan to make this guy slightly more my own than would otherwise be the case. So I'm going to do that. And now I'm pretty sure I'm going to get rid of this. Not because I don't like it, just because I want something different. And I hope it doesn't look too bad. I'm going to have to make some plays here. But I like the idea of him having just the one. If only that was different. Hang on a second. How about if instead of that, he had one of these? I think I can make that work. I think I can make that work. Okay. So I have a plan there. Anything else I can do? All right, I've got my rotary tool, and so I'm going to start off. Let's start off with this guy, just so I can warm up. Got that piece. All right, this is going to hurt a bit. You know what? Maybe I don't want to use that. Maybe I'll use... Oh, for here, I can use that. This will probably work just like that. Before I add anything, I'm going to take this off. And I'm not going to use a rotary tool because that cutting blade is not as thin as I would like. There goes that tank. Does that look like a combi-melta to you? I'd buy it as a combi-melta. Yeah. Cool, so that piece is done. Nothing too painful. I mean, a little painful, but not too painful. This is another scary part. I don't want to look. Might be easier if I just take stuff apart. Yeah, okay. This is a lot less dangerous. There's these little bumps on the back of this piece. And it's hard to file down, apparently. Ah, there we go. That did the trick. All right, well, that should work pretty well. But I'm going to wait to add it until I've got a base on that, because that would be very difficult to paint. So there he is, my Terminator Chaplain. Just a very few bit of modifications, and he's going to be a fantastic addition to my Deathwatch Army. Yeah, that's as much money as he's going to get. I am not a brave man. So there you are, guys. The next time you see this guy, he will be primed, and I'll start doing this painting thing that's going to take me forever. There's so many little bits and bobs on this guy. Wish me luck, everybody. Peace.